will pay homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zengkong, Dezhong Rinpoche, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dobten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. Namo Vairocana Tathagata at the center. Sumo Tutan Siti Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, temple directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today are from the Taiwan government, the Chief Secretary, Mr. and Mrs. Zheng Peifu, and the council from Nantou County, Mr. Jian Jingxian, and the rep for the Council of Tainan City, Mr. Tai Wang Quan, and from the Zhongshan Medical College Affiliated Plastic Surgery Department, the head of the department, Dr. Zheng Shen-Long, and Tribute School Scholars Group and Medical Group, all the members, and the law advisor to the Tribhuta Foundation, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou, General Manager of the Jingyi Enterprise, Ms. Zhang Yizhen, a sand sculptor artist, Mr. Wang Songguan, Mr. and Mrs. Zhu Jingsui, a well-known entertainer of Taiwan, Mr. Tai Ziyan. He just produced a movie, Express. He's the main actor there. Oh, he produces a movie called 超级会计. And the CFO of the Council of the Taiwan Chambers of Commerce in Vietnam, Mr. Zhang, and the President of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity, Master Chang Ren, and the Director of the Taiwan Lotus Light Charity Society, Mr. Li Chunyang, and the producers for the Giving Diansang Xingden of CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Shiachi, and then the producers for the Hevaja exposition and the Great Perfection Dharma and the Dual Messages of Tantrayana, Master Lian Yu, and the host, Dharma Sister Peijun, and my sisters, Miss Lu Seng Mei, and Miss Lu Guoyin and her husband. And thank you for the banquet flower bouquet from the KMT party, Nantou County. And we would also like to welcome someone from North Vietnam, a Dharma master that had built a temple called the Hai Tien Temple. He's from North Vietnam. He's residing in North Vietnam now. And from South Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, Phnom Penh, a reference. Is she here? She's from South Vietnam. Now they translate Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, True Buddha Sutra, and all the True Buddha school practice procedures into Vietnamese. So they have guided many people onto the path in Vietnam. That from there was a Hai, the Venerable Hai He or Xu Bai, Master Xu Bai from North Vietnam, has 4 temples. He has 4 temples. And in South Vietnam, she's a referent, a Dharma teacher now. And she has also delivered many people there in South Vietnam. And also a disciple from 400 years ago. Is he here? Outside. He's not seated inside. He's a disciple from 400 years ago. And now he's back. And he's also delivered many people. Good afternoon, everybody. How do you do? I would like to summarize what they just said. First, over 20 years ago, she already asked them, to visualize her to be sitting on top of their heads every time they practice. So visualizing her sitting on top of their heads, that's first. Second, she asks them to sell off all their properties and go to her place and bring the kid. If they didn't follow her instruction, third, the kid would die first, and second, there would be his mother, and third, his father will follow, and the three of them will die within 1 year. So in summary, and simply said, you have to visualize her sitting on top of their heads, and now there's still people doing that. And that's from over 20 years ago already. Second, that if you don't follow her words, the whole family will die. That's a threat. The kid would die first, and then the mom, and then the dad within 1 year. And third, most importantly, is that you have to sell off all your assets and quit your job and go to her place. And this is not a story of just one family. Ask the people who had gone to her for consultation and check how many of them have received such a threat. There was a disciple in Panama that requested for purification from me. She asked her for her son to be ordained as a monk, but the son didn't want to. So she asked her to sell the son to New York City, to sell the son. And she said that she can't be separated from the son. So, because you don't listen to her, she threatened that in 5 years the whole family would die. There was another true story. There was a disciple from Hong Kong that went to Seattle and asked me a question. Can we get divorced? And I asked her, why do you want to get divorced? Is that the problem with your husband? No. My husband really loves me and he's a big businessman. Then why do you want to get divorced? Your husband loves you. Because that Master X said, do you know that the husband you're marrying is your karmic enemy from your past lives? In a few years, he will kill you. So you need to get divorced and then bring all your money, because they are from a rich family in Hong Kong, to go to, like what they said earlier, to San Francisco, and then to cultivate spiritually at her place. And then in the future, she will bring them to the Mahat Twin Lotus Ponds. So that's a really terrible threat. And I consulted for her and I told her, no, there's no such case. Just go back to Hong Kong and live your life. So that was a threat that she threatened, and there were many more. She always asked for people's assets and properties. So many people sold their properties and donated to her. Did Grand Master ever do that? Ask for people's complete assets, and she always asks for that, especially for single people with no descendants. That's what she wanted. She wants. My painting teacher, Miss Zhu Mulan, she told her that for the past 9 lives you wanted to help me build temples, and this is the 10th life. And if you don't build temples in this life, you will fall into the Vajra hell. Zhu Mulan, Miss Zhu Mulan. She had donated all her money and had no more money. And all she had was 2 properties. So she asked her to get divorced and then got half of the assets and then sold them and then give the money to me. And she did get the divorce and sold the 2 properties and gave the money to her. And her ex-husband, Oh Hao Nian, went to America and sued this Master X. Let me tell you, Miss Zhu Mulan said that now her broken home, and she's totally broken too. And it's been 20 years. She was my painting teacher, and also through threads, so many of them. You know for yourself. Think about it yourself. Think about it. Don't you need to repent? Do I need to say more? So you have threatened this family of 3, father, mother, and the son. And you have also threatened the lady from Panama that within 5 years they would die, the whole family would die. And also the disciple in Hong Kong to get divorced and then get half of the assets and then follow you. Or else you threaten this disciple that her husband would kill her. And there are many more. My anger has raised. I will not say more. So if you want your whole family to die, then you can follow her. Oh, you really make me very angry. It's a pity about these problems. You know, if I knew earlier, she claimed that she's building a spirit school from 20 years ago. If I knew that she's building a spirit temple in the spirit world, I will also build dormitories next to it, because after school you need a place to live. Then you need a dorm and you need to pay rent every month. She is asking for the school tuitions for $1,000 a quarter. and she asks you to register all of your attached spirits and karmic debtors, and they were all given names, and they have to go to the spirit schools and pay money to her, and then including the ancestors, and then your baby spirits and your karmic debtors and your relatives and families have to go to the spirit school. So I asked Golden Mother, is there a spirit school available? It's the king's lie. And she also claimed that she's building a temple in heavens. And Golden Mother said, with just a blow of breath, there would be millions, billions, and trillions of temples. Do we need her to solicit money and build the temple in heavens? So Golden Mother said that the ghosts that she employed will no need for Grand Master to take care of them. I was thinking about inviting the 5 thunder gods to take care of all the heads of the ghosts and all the ghosts. I was going to use the Luo Tian Da Jiao, and then employing Siddhigarba and all the ghost kings, including the ghost kings with the burned face, to take care of all of them. But Golden Mother said, no need, no need. You just propagate the Buddha Dharma. Just teach the Buddha Dharma. And Golden Mother said that she will take care of it. So 2 nights ago, Golden Mother told me she can just use a bag of cloth and she will retract all the ghosts and the heads of the ghost, all of them. So Golden Mother asked me not to worry, not to do anything. And Golden Mother will bring a bag and then would get all of the ghosts and then send them off to be reincarnated. So today we perform Vairocana Buddha Homa, and there are 3 key points for the Vairocana Buddha, which I said during the merit dedication. The first point is the omni brightness. So there isn't a place where Vairocana's brightness cannot reach. And second is wisdom everywhere. Vairocana's wisdom reaches everywhere, and his wisdom is the greatest Tathagata's wisdom. He is the head of Tantrayana. And the third key point, he can destroy all afflictions and karma. These are the 3 key points about Vairocana Buddha. In the Vajradhatu, the fruition, Om Beja Tatu Fan. What does it mean? From the universe, the wisest and the first and foremost Buddha. That's Vairocana Buddha. Beja meaning wisdom, and Datu meaning the first and foremost or number one. And Fan means the Tathagata Vairocana with the omni brightness. La Hom Kan. These 5 words mean the earth, water, fire, air, or wind, and space. That's from the Dharma Dhatu. That each human being comprises of the earth, water, fire, wind, and space. The earth is the bones and flesh. Water is the blood and all the fluids. Fire is the body temperature. Wind or air is your breathing. And the space is the Buddha nature. You need to understand Buddha Dharma. And the womb mandala or Dharma Dhatu, every one of us is the Dharma Dhatu. And when you attain Buddhahood through spiritual cultivation, that's the 11th ground. From the awaiting realization, you become the marvelous realization. Then you have embodied the wisdom of the Tathagata. This is the key point. So the process of spiritual cultivation is from the mundane to the Buddhahood. And the Buddhahood is the Vajra Dhatu. And the mundane is the Dharma Dhatu. So the meaning of Vairocana. So Kobodaishi from Japan, it is the head of the Japanese Tantrayana. His yidam is Vairocana Buddha. And in our spiritual cultivation, we also follow this. Like Vairocana Buddha, from the Dharma Dhatu or the womb mandala to the Vajra Dhatu or the Vajra mandala. And this is spiritual cultivation. I have said that Grand Master has made the vow to never forsake any single being. That if you turn around, if you turn back, then you would be at a safe shore. You have threatened so many people, but if you can turn around and you put down your butcher's knife, then you can attain Buddhahood immediately. So turn around, repent, and just forsake all those ghosts or your attachment to those ghosts. Just let the ghost go, and then you would have some attainments. Please don't force people, don't threaten people, don't take their assets and properties. I've said that the richest master in True Buddha school is, I've said that often in the past, that True Buddha school disciples, please open your eyes and please use your wisdom and discern wisely. I've reminded you often, who is striving for territories? His Holiness the 16th Karmapa have said, those who love names is not a true guru. People who loves to gain benefits is not a true guru. It's not a good guru. You need to repent. Today, I have cultivated spiritually for 40 years. I started when I was 26, over 40 years. I've never taken a house or a property from anybody, and nobody ever given me a house. But so many people have given you their properties and their houses. Why? Think. Because you use threats. And Dr. K from Chicago, she would tap to any monks and nuns on their shoulders and said, "Oh, you were my disciples from my past lives, so you need to return to your group." And they all followed her. But do you know that's the group of ghosts? Have you ever thought, who is it that you take refuge in? There are many of the Sangha members that follow you, call you mommy, because she told them that you were my daughter from the past life. She kept talking about past lives that people cannot confirm, cannot prove. So she always talk about those, but she doesn't dare to say things that's happening now. But she used all this past lives and the karma from past, present, and future lives. You know, every time she talks about past lives, she's just cheating you of your money. So Vairocana Buddha or Vairocana Tathagata has brightness and wisdom everywhere, omnipresent brightness and omnipresent wisdom, and can destroy all afflictions and karma. So we should rely on Vairocana Tathagata. Human being can be really scary, can be really horrible. Can be horrifying. Now let me talk about Lamdre. The fruit refers to the attained fruition on the path of the spiritual practice, and it is divided into three kinds: the fruit of self-benefit, the fruit of benefiting others, and the fruit of benefiting both self and others. So there are three kinds of fruit in path and its fruit of Lamdre. So the fruit of self-benefit refers to the 5 bodies of the perfect merits and the right start of the affinity. First body is the transformation of the bodily channels into the body transformation bodies. Second body is the transformation of the channel seeds into the speech reward bodies. And the third body is the transformation of the ambrosia mind into the mind dharma bodies. And the fourth kind of bodies is the transformation of the wisdom storage vital energy of the body, speech and mind into disposition bodies. And the fifth is the transformation of the wisdom store into wisdom bodies. So it's impossible for you to understand it with the explanation. So the self-benefit is to practice using your body, speech and mind, and use the channels in your body to become transformation bodies, and that's the rainbow body. And transforming the channel seeds into the reward bodies. And then transformation of the ambrosia mind into the dharma bodies. So the ambrosia of the Buddhas into the dharma bodies. So your mind would be as pure as the ambrosia. And then transforming the above three, body, speech and mind. And then the transformation of the wisdom store into the wisdom bodies. And the wisdom bodies are the bodies of the Tathagata. That's all I can explain about it. There was a bus for the long distance bus. Was being robbed, and the robber said, don't worry, I just need a few girls and then you can go. But then there was a very brave and courageous a girl jumping out and finally freed everybody from the robbery. And then when she was interviewed, what happened? Why were you so brave? Because all the girls from the bus were picked, but I was the only one left. Then how can I continue to live my life like that? So courage sometimes comes from our shortcomings. What I meant is courage sometimes comes from our weaknesses. When we are diligent in our spiritual cultivation, is in order to correct our own shortcomings and weaknesses. A couple is arguing. The husband said, let's get divorced. And the woman said, okay. And the husband said, let's walk away 100 steps, and in the future we're still friends. And then he did walk away 99 steps, and then the last step he turned around and then hit the wife. And the wife said that as long as you can turn around, I'm always a step behind you. And the wife cried so hard and hugged him. And then quietly put down the brick that she was holding. If you had continued to step forward, I would have killed you. So anything can turn around. But please don't be so resolute. So if you just turn around, then you can be saved. Please don't be so stubborn and follow your own way. It's very simple. We say that if you turn around and you put down your butcher's knife, then you can become a Buddha immediately. The man said, I was fighting with my wife yesterday, and the wife was kneeling in front of me. And the friend said, oh, that was wonderful. What did your wife say? And he said that, oh, you old man, crawl out from under the bed. This happened. Fights between man and woman, it happens in the human world, but not in the heavens, not in the Maha Twin Lotus Ponds. There is no Padma Kumara fighting with another Padma Kumara. You know, Padma Kumara symbolizes the innocent and pure goodness. Padma Kumara, Lotus Youth, is Lotus Bodhisattva, is always benefiting others, not trying to get money from other people. Padma Kumara benefits other people. They descend to the world to benefit others. Actually, everybody has shortcomings, including Grand Master. Please don't treat me as a saint. I'm not a saint. However, I really have a pure and innocent heart. I have lots of shortcomings. And this joke is the shortcomings of all animals. The kangaroo said, if you have no money, doesn't matter how big a pocket you have, you're still a kangaroo. And the mouse, or in Chinese, is like the old mouse. You know, they're always scared, so that's why they get old. And the fish said, even if you kill me, I don't want to get on the net. And the octopus in Chinese also sounds like the black thief. It's like I have that black ink, so that's why I always. And the possum, he said that, oh, I just want to feel how it is to be hugged. And the dairy cow said, everybody drink my milk, but nobody calls me mom. And say, 最后一个是什么? Grand Master has his shortcomings too. And Simu said that the shortcomings are beautiful too. That's good. Thank you. For all these years, Simu and I never be separated, never abandon each other. I have made lots of mistakes, and she said it's okay, and I hope that it's really okay in her heart too. Of course, on the surface it's okay, but I really hope that inside her heart it is also okay. Then I would be free and happy. Then I would be truly grateful. And I can give you anything. Mom made a call and asked, "Hey daughter, are you by yourself for the New Year?" Mom, are you kidding? You said I'm by myself? So many people are chasing after me. And the mom said, "Oh, I love you. Even when you're ugly, you always think beautifully. Even when nobody's courting you, you can still boasting about it." Really, that's how I am too. I just think beautifully. Daydreaming. Before, I was talking about fruits and about the broad, middling, and essential, and what is the nature body, and what is the self nature, and what is the nature appearance. Let me give you an analogy. So what is this? Vajra bell. This is the nature body. That's an analogy, okay? Then you would understand. And what is the self nature or the intrinsic nature is the brass, because it is made of brass. And what is the nature appearance? The sound that it made. That's the nature appearance. Every human being is the same as the Vajra bell. He or she has the nature body, the self nature, and the nature appearance. So what is the nature body of a human being? The person sitting here is Seng Yen Lu. So what you can see is Grand Master's nature body. And what is the self nature? Is the Buddha inside your heart, the original nature, the Buddha nature. Every single being has the Buddha nature. And what is the nature appearance? Is your shortcomings. So you cultivate spiritually according to your shortcomings, and to correct the shortcomings, to become a Buddha. So that's your nature appearance. In the heavens, there are three realms: the realm of desire, the realm of form, and the realm of no form. And the middling path consists of the 5 divisions: meditative stability, cause, merits, obstructions, and divisional realms. And the 6 aggregates: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And the 6 senses, the 6 aggregates, and then the consciousness of the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And all together, 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. So that's the 18 divisions. So Lamdre is divided into 18 divisions. So the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And then at the form, a sound, vision, smell, taste, fragrance, touch, and then the consciousness of those, altogether 18. So in our spiritual cultivation, we need to benefit both self and others. Then you would be called a bodhisattva. Otherwise, if you only benefit self, that would be arhatship. If you benefit others, that's bodhisattvahood. If you benefit both self and others, that would be Buddhahood. Then that's the awakened one. So the fruit of benefiting selves, the fruit of benefiting others, and the fruit of benefiting both self and others. So self-benefit is arhatship, benefiting others bodhisattvahood, and benefiting self and others is Buddhahood. And then you need to transform the three body, speech, and mind into purity. That's benefiting self. And if you teach this Dharma to others, you benefit others. And if you benefit both self and others, then you can attain Buddhahood. That's the meaning. My mom and dad loved to play mahjong, but after giving birth to me, for the sake of the family, they quit because they found out that they have no time to play the mahjong by beating me, because in Chinese play and beat sound the same. So it's not easy for a kid to grow up or to nurture a kid like the Reverend Lien Ying 22 years ago until today. Professor Wang Jingxian and the teacher Lin Sizhen, for their kids, they suffered greatly. And now, finally, they can have peace of mind. And when you know shortcomings, your own weaknesses, then you can correct them. Then you would succeed in your spiritual cultivation. This is a joke. The 7th lunar month, we need to avoid the evils. The ghosts are afraid of 3 things. 1, coffee. 2, money. And 3rd, woman. How come? The ghosts are afraid of these 3 things. First, ghost is most afraid of coffee, because coffee can lift up your spirit, or which means lift up the gods, because ghosts are afraid of gods. And also afraid of money, because the money can push the ghosts. But woman is the scariest, because the woman can move ghosts, which mean actually the women are suspicious. But the ghosts are most afraid of Grand Master 世尊。
真的，我是怕鬼的。有本事。
Grand Master is not afraid of ghosts.
不要找我出来school的弟子，有本事你不要找他们。
If you truly are capable, please don't go after true Buddha disciples. Why don't you go after me?
不要找我的弟子麻烦。
Please don't give my disciples troubles. Otherwise, you all can find me.
还搞什么？抠抠抠，那个他那边写着，叉叉子，进门要抠抠抠，没有人
Knock, knock, knock. For that XX fool, even when there's no human being, you still have to knock to wake up the ghosts. Why don't you open the doors wide and let the ghosts to find me?
老夫不怕。
I'm not afraid. That's my capability.
不要放鬼找我弟子的麻烦。
But don't employ the ghosts and give troubles to my disciples. Why don't you just find me? Just go after me. Okay. All the strong words I have said, and let's finish